The US is set to send more of its nuclear arsenal to Europe, according to a German news channel. 20 nuclear bombs with a total explosive force 80 times greater than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima will be based in Germany. Well, the move might, however, be against a decision made in the German Bundestag. Well, let's get live now from Peter Oliver. Peter, hi, good to see you.
Hello.
So, whose decision is this to make?
Well, ultimately, it's the decision of the German government and German Chancellor Angela Merkel whether or not to allow the US to hold these weapons on German territory. Now, the reason it's come as a bit of a shock, this news that the nuclear arsenal will be upgraded, is because back in 2010, the German Bundestag, well, they all voted to put pressure on the German government to make sure that they told the Americans to get their weapons off German territory.
The German parliament calls on its federal government to demand the US to withdraw American nuclear weapons from the territory of Germany.
Well, back in 2009, the mantra really regarding US nuclear weapons on German territory was that they were not in the will of most Germans. In fact, Angela Merkel herself backed the plans to try and reduce or in fact remove entirely all of this nuclear arsenal from German territory. However, 6 years on from that, 5 years on from Parliament voting to try and push the government to do this, we're now seeing that US nuclear capabilities on German soil aren't going to be removed. They're going to be made bigger, better and more accurate. All this news coming out right now regarding those weapons on the bases in the Rhineland.
And Peter, has there been any international reaction so far?
Well, understandably, the Russian Foreign Ministry has put out a statement. They've said that these actions go against Articles 1 and 2 of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Now, this is a treaty signed between Russia and the United States, designed not to spread nuclear arms around the world. We've also heard from people here in Germany, particularly senior former parliamentarians who were involved in Angela Merkel's own party during previous parliaments, saying that the only reason they would allow these weapons to be put in place and for them to be upgraded would be to try and provoke Russia.
These new attack options against Russia are consciously provoking our Russian neighbor.
Well, many back in 2010 would have expected that in 2015 would be talking about US nuclear weapons leaving bases in Germany. It seems that over the next few months, we'll be seeing the nuclear capabilities of Washington in its German allies' territory increased and improved.